We're getting up close and personal with this one. This is Bhekasana, frog pose. Outstanding hip opener. Very good for the rotation of the knee. And then overall, just beneficial for all of the tissues around the hips, the thighs, really all of the major joints in the legs. Really, really, really love this posture. We don't do this one a lot in vinyasa. It is really challenging for people to hold. So I'm going to have John come out of this. This is probably the most important part of this posture. When I tell people to come out, you're going to have them bring their toes together and then press their hips back to their heels, press themselves up into a tabletop, weight on the hands, and then bring the knees together. In order to get into the posture, he's going to do the opposite of that. So the knees are going to come out nice and wide first, like a little child's pose. Then you turn the inner arches of the feet, the medial arches of the feet, down towards the ground. You're trying to bring the heel in alignment with the knee, which looks really good on John. He actually really enjoys this posture. Most people do not. I'm going to have him come out one more time. We'll look at this from the side. So he's going to turn to face towards our front door, towards Henry. And then he goes, same thing, knees come wide, hips shift back, and then the medial arch of the foot is going to come towards the ground. He is, again, particularly familiar with this posture. There are some compression and limitations in this posture. My experience is that those compressions and limitations are largely mental. There are some structural things that are going to happen around the hip that will make this very uncomfortable for people, but the ability to get the chest down to the ground is largely going to have a lot to do with discomfort and not being able to kind of ease into that discomfort. That's part of the reason that I like this posture so much. Let's show them the different placements of the hips, John, so just where people tend to go. So a lot of people will tend to shift their hips very far forward. And, okay, you're not in the sweet spot right there. And then some people will bring their hips very far back and their heels together, so they're in more of like a really wide-legged child's pose. Again, you're not really doing a whole lot there. You're not honoring the intention of what the posture is. So you really want the sweet spot where the hips are directly in line with the knees, and then the knees subsequently are directly in line with the ankles. From there, if he wants, sink your chest down. I'm going to have him grab one of the blocks from behind him just to show you where you could use props in this posture. Underneath of the hands and the chest, really good place for those blocks to go. This is a posture where I really love a cork block. I actually really love a cork block in general, but in this posture particularly, I think the cork blocks are really, really nice. So instead of under your hands, can you put it under your chest, like your belly and your chest? Yeah. This is just going to provide some support for him, because for a lot of people, the ground is going to be super far away. Really good modification here. Length of time you'll spend in this posture. You could do 20 breaths. I think you need at least a minute to get into this posture. This is a yin posture in some sense as well. If you are doing this in yin, you would place a bolster underneath of your belly and in between the legs and allow the hips to open up there. Bhekasana, the frog.